that certain people can't even be around you because your energy is so strong. Vibrate so high that anybody that's wishing to do evil upon you, it shall be revealed. Vibrate so high that any evil entity feels uncomfortable in your presence. Vibrate so high.
Salute, everybody. We back at it like crack addicts. It's your boy Cross, man. I appreciate everybody coming on here. We got some guests that's coming on here. I got my man Twiz. He's on here in the beats, man. I appreciate him coming on here. We got Jodis coming on here. Salute to my man Twiz. What up with you, man? Twiz, you there? You got your mic muted. I think Twiz is having mic problems, man. But everybody, salute to everybody. We coming in here, man. This is the first time we done went live on here. I appreciate everybody coming, rocking with your boy. We're going to get some stuff started. We're going to talk about some things until Twiz and them get back. I got my man, Ja. He'll be coming on here too. But I just want to say salute to everybody that's been coming in here, supporting the channel, showing love. I appreciate y'all rocking with your boy. We're going to continue to drop some great content. We're going to build from here. So on that note, I want everybody to, we're going to get into, so we got my man Ja's in the building. Salute, Ja.
Peace to the kings and queens of gods and earths to the podcast universe.
Already, man. So we live. This is the first live. We coming to y'all. There are going to be more lives coming. There's more uploads. Y'all make sure. I appreciate everybody that's been subscribing to the channel for the views and everything. It's been great, and I truly appreciate it. Truly appreciate it. So on that note, I know Ja don't know too much about wrestling, but I just want to get into the whole Vince McMahon thing. So what we got is Vince McMahon is like is like almost like your man from the WWE, from MMA, right? He's the head of it. His dad, the whole story is his dad started off. His dad was into the wrestling thing. He handed it over to him. He's had people like The Rock, Brock Lesnar. He's had all these big name people that you can even think about that have came into the wrestling foundation. Well, he ended up having an assistant. Based off the assistant ended up working with him. While she was working with him, it comes out later that they got all types of things that's been going on with the WWE and with him, these allegations. So again, the industry part is what's so crazy to me. So on that note, what we're going to do is we'll get into real fast. Let's watch what they're talking about.
Breaking news and sad news coming out of the WWE today as a new article in regards to these assaults Vince McMahon committed against his staff have come to light. We got to talk about it. The article goes into Vince's misconduct with a Miss Grant who worked in the legal department. The two were actually introduced by a mutual friend. Miss Grant has lived in the building that Vince McMahon's penthouse was in, and after her parents had passed away, she was looking for a job, and Vince had hired her on actually creating a new role for her in a legal department, but ultimately it was kind of a sham role. People in the department said, she didn't have a lot of work to do, so they weren't really sure why she was there. Unfortunately, we found out, and that was because Vince McMahon was abusing her. And this next part is going to be very tough. It's not a good subject at all, but I do think it is something we need to talk about as pro wrestling fans, because this is wholly unforgivable, and we can't let this stuff continue to happen in professional wrestling, if it still is. It said in the report that Vince McMahon trafficked her to other men such as John Laurinaitis multiple occasions. There was an attempted trafficking to a WWE superstar who was a former UFC star. The article goes on to allege that Brock Lesnar was one of those men. It also says in the article, though, that Brock Lesnar never went through with it as there was a snowstorm that impeded his travel plans.
Salute. We got the Hood blogger in the building. Salute the Hood. Appreciate you coming in.
Cross, much love and respect. You know how we carry it. I'm gonna cam up in about a minute or two. I was just moving around a little bit.
No. You good. Like I said again, man, this is really the test drive of the first live and seeing what what's going on. But I want to bring this. So
peace, God, peace to Hood.
Much respect, salute, much love and respect. What's good with you?
Maintaining God, you already know.
So my thing to you, Hood, is what do you think about? I know you like, again, back in the days, everybody was into wrestling. You saw a lot of the different things in wrestling that that came out. What do you think about this whole situation where you see a lot of the people in the industry is now starting to get more exposed? But what's really blowing my mind is the fact that, wait a minute, we got wrestlers coming out saying that this, the owner, you know what I'm saying, is doing the most wildest stuff. I don't know if you caught up on this, or what do you think about this so far before we get deep into it?
Definitely. And before we get too deep into it, man, I just got to say that, like you said, growing up on WWF and things like that, it just shows you how much of a lie that we was living. These guys was like heroes to us back in the day, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
WW wrestling was a real big situation on top of like a lot of other entertainers. And it's crazy as time go on, the more the internet seem to take over the world, we got to see a lot of these guys' darkest secrets and how sick these people really are and what's really going on behind scenes. You dig what I'm saying?
Right.
And these are just the things that we hearing about. You know what I mean? So normally when this situation is like what Vince McMahon is going through, it's going to pretty much be like how it is with a lot of celebrities. You're going to start hearing more stuff, more people going to start speaking up. And it shows you that, that money make people do anything, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's a real dark world out there, man. It's crazy.
Right. So, Jai, you want to elaborate a little bit on that too as well?
True indeed. Just like Hood was saying, there's a lot hidden. We all grew up on WWF when it's the original WWF before it became WWE, and of course that transition was part of Vince McMahon's machinations too. And remember, he's also second generation ownership. So, what the father was doing, he only taught the son. The son only has a tradition of culture, and that's how many of those boys play because of the passing down of this behavior. So we all know if you're rich, you got money is power, and that power allows you to be more of yourself. And the so-called abuse, the alleged abuse, that's just him being more of himself.
Right.
And you can see that personality in other dealings, even when the relations throughout time. Like Vince McMahon, I remember his beginning.
Right.
And that was in the late 70s, early 80s. You feel me? He started off as a steed of management, general managership under his father. And as Hood was saying, WWF was what we call one of those culture conformers. Like when we were young, it was one of the things that influenced or shaped and molded your mind, especially towards the activity of masculinity in boys. Right. You feel me? We embraced wrestling, even though wrestling became a choreographed theatric after the rise of it. Prior to the early 80s, late 70s, wrestling had its own industry, sort of like black music, the Chitlin circuit, and there are those unauthorized or unaccredited industries within the industry. And soon the WWF, what Vince McMahon's father managed to do, along with his other cohort, they combined all of the small little groups, and it made a big federation. And then they got all of the wrestlers to be marketed under that federation. And once you get the television rights for that, now you control how you influence society. So by 84, you had, Hulkamania came, you feel me, with WrestleMania. And Hulk Hogan happened to be the new heir to the throne, because before Hulk Hogan, it was Bruno Sammartino. he was the Dr. J of wrestling, and Hulk Hogan was like the Michael Jordan of wrestling. You feel me?
Okay.
So Bruno Sammartino Bruno Sammartino came from that raw down south Mexico real wrestling to the transition of television, which they couldn't do the same anymore. You understand? It became a theatric when it became a business.
Right.
So McMahon came in on the prefaces of it becoming a business and a culture conformer, because we got T-shirts and the dolls and all of that stuff. Then the cartoons and everything came behind, that era, and that's how he got this influence. So his father was doing it on the other side. See, his father was doing it, and if you listen to Ric Flair and them, they come from that abusive culture where they had to do what they had to do to get that money.
Yeah.
Versus being marketed it and the money being coming in as we got, The Rock probably, next to Hulk Hogan, The Rock is like Hulk Hogan on steroids. You feel me?
Yeah.
But The Rock father was partner with Tony Atlas, which was one of Mr. USA's and Joe Weider bodybuilding champions. These were bodybuilding champions. You feel me? They were black heroes to us when we were young, because there were no black, like the most powerful looking wrestlers in the world were two black men. You feel me? They were cut, ripped, built differently than all the other wrestlers before them. You feel me? And so, like Hood said, man, it gave us heroes. They were subtle, but it was heroes, and it was by definition and influence, and that's what McMahon have over the women that were involved with wrestling heavy too. Remember, we had everything from Glow, Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling, which was a spinoff of WWF. See, he's always been in the room with them
when it comes to that control.
Right. He just controlled the show, and people get sublimed by the power of money or the power of authority and control based on money, and you overlook some of these subtleties when in reality it's who they are and always have been. But like the brother said, the more money you got, the more you become.
That's some real talk. So let's keep going. I like that.
McMahon shared private pictures of Miss Grant with fellow WWE staff, wrestlers, and the like, which not good. Many of the staff who remarked on the photos, Vince in turn I'm so sorry. This is really bad. It's just awful to talk about. It's Vince would send her to have sex with these people, and it's not something she enjoyed. She mentioned that she felt really bad after it, every encounter. Even told Vince this, and Vince did not care. There was a incident in June of 2021 where Vince attacked her and locked her into his own private dressing room, where he assaulted her over a massage table. After the assault, or alleged assault, I guess in this case, Vince had Vince's personal assistant brought her a $15,000 card to Bloomingdale's.
So let's get into that. Like your boy said, let's start there. Let's start there. So, based off of that, Hood, is that the problem with the industry now? Again, we're just looking at both sides. If she took the gift the first time, I understand she felt bad, but how can you keep getting assaulted like that and taking? Now I got it. And before you go into that, I gotta say now we gotta remember, because I was gonna go into talking about with the Ike and the Tina thing. And I did the same thing to Tina too as well. So I'm just thinking maybe in the industry, is that because they're afraid nobody's gonna say nothing, or is it sound like she money hungry?
Yeah, so Cross, I just gotta ask you, am I allowed to curse on here, or are we keeping it clean?
Yeah, we're trying to keep it more political.
I got you.
It's gonna have some kids looking at it. No.
I got you. Now, first I gotta say,
And this is the dress, and when we're addressing it, this is addressing it to the, again, grown folks gonna be grown, but to the youth, if you had something to say to the young queens and the young kings out there based off of this and the perception of why we are so lost right now. So just by you looking at that, and it doesn't have nothing to do with color, because again, perception, people gonna think whatever.
Absolutely. Now, I'm gonna look at it from both perspectives. Now, I can't completely nail Vince McMahon down because at the end of the day, we know how the game go. Let's take it away from being a millionaire, a billionaire. Let's take it to the hoods. When we in these hoods and we growing up, and the older guys that's driving around in these drop top BMs, they getting all the money. Who is rushing these guys? The women, right? They not worried about the guy that's stacking boxes in the back of Walmart. So they see that money, they see that perception. So the average female that goes off of this perception, they are coming to the man because they look at the man as he got the bag. As long as that man is feeding them and giving them what they want, the female is content. Now, if that man starts shunning her, get out of here, and he do it with a different female, now other issues is coming up. Now he this, now he that. I could never say that Vince McMahon had that lady doing anything unwillingly, because he didn't ever have her to a point where she couldn't escape a house, to the point where she couldn't escape nobody. Salute Jay Smith, we see you. I can't possibly see how she was forced or uncomfortable to do something and then you continue to do it. It wasn't up until it got to the point where she felt as though she wasn't getting her end of the deal. Now, if she was if she wanted, let's say, 3 million, and he was like, yeah, I'm gonna give you 3 million, just do this. And now she does these things and she don't receive the 3 million. Now it's a problem. That's what happens when you put yourself for sale. Now your value is looked at completely different. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Now that's real talk. I like that. Then the other side of the perspective. Then give me your other side. I like that one side. So on the other hand.
Now the other side of perspective was from a woman's point of view. The average young lady that's getting raised by a true household, you teach it your daughters, your granddaughters, you're a princess, what you have is sacred. Once you break those barriers, a man respects a woman more that knows her worth. She's not coming to use her body to try to get the let's say the benefits of money or things of that nature. Like a true woman is not gonna have no problem standing up to her man. You know what I mean? Where they want to stand on certain principles. You know what I'm saying? So when you coming up with a certain energy as a woman and things go left, I don't care if you crying to the world after these things. You know what I'm saying? When things start hitting and then you want to play victim, no, you came with that type of energy. It's no different than a guy that's paying for it on the streets. He could be an older guy, a regular working older guy. He paid for the service, he get it, and that's how you're getting looked at. You know what I mean? Besides these texts and stuff that was released, who knows how long this been going on and what's been said from both parties.
I like that. So, John, what you think about that? Like you said again, now the fact that again she kept doing that, but then you want to turn around and you took this money. Now she admits she took the money, but then before then it said she felt bad. Now you getting pushed inside of a room, and then on a massage table, you get, you get assaulted, but then he backs up and do that.
With a story though, I looked at it in its totality from what was being described or given. First in the story, she was victimized. Vince approached her at her height, pinnacle of vulnerability, when her mother died. And she come from money because they were already associated for him to do that when her mother died.
Right.
That's how he befriended her in sorts.
Right.
And we know men of that ilk will say in a minute, hey, look, I got you. I'm going to take care of you. Don't worry about nothing. See, I'll manage what's been left to you.
Yeah.
See, so managing that is managing her. Now she becomes a confidant, or he becomes the confidant to her. Just another authority that he swept in and became behind her mother. And of course, sexual behaviors is a part of the care package, which is why,
So you being in the industry, so is that like the rapper starter kit chain when it comes to the industry?
Well, no, she's actually a star artist that's been recruited versus someone she already had a beginning. See, her mom, that she was already connected. You understand?
Yeah, because they when they passed away, they was living in the penthouse.
Yeah, that's how they got connected. See,
yeah.
So once he became that emotional, psychological confidant, which is something that they do. See, once he became that guy, all right, now this is what we do. And sex became that forte. But like he said, hey, one of two things happened. She encountered somebody else that made her privy of something that she was totally unconscious of, a behavior that she was conducting herself up under and didn't know it. 2, he found another piece on his chessboard and devalued her from what she always have had with him. And now that disgruntlement will cause her to be outspoken, of course, to the public and demand some type of justice, but she couldn't get in any other form. You can only get justice in the public when you encountering these type people. And Vince McMahon is an entertainment mogul. He is one of the legs of the table in American entertainment over the last 40 some years. Yeah, he's not a small fry under his franchise. It's massive, bro. And it exceeds beyond just the little rustling that we see. See, the commercial market is crazy for that because it done got 2 generations of money. Bro, the video game market, sitting up to the stratosphere. You feel me? So he's had the video game market the whole entire existence of the video game market. So that's just over there. You understand? So when we talk about money and culture conforming, he's one of those pieces. So when we look at his power, of course, she ain't got no other place to go but the public. And now we live in an age of information where you can go on the internet and say and do anything. The public got to prove it that's, true or not after fact finding. And sometimes you can't. So it's just allegedly this happened and that happened. However, she was there with that for a long time. Yeah. And he was dealing with her for a while. And the receipts are going to show that they've been interacting. So if he's been paying for it, he got to pay to get away because you done paid to play. Simple. And if not, call it another game for her. See, she calls the Me Too movement. And that's another army that's coming too. Yeah. So everybody gonna get a piece of it. That's one thing for sure. And that's just how American society is designed and engineered.
I like that.
I had a couple questions, if it's cool.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, the first question I wanted to know, because I didn't have that part clear. How old is the young lady? That's a good question. That's something that I don't think was exposed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but she was his junior though, because of the mother factor. Mm-hmm. See, that's how he slid in. That's why the mother factor was mentioned, because she wasn't associated with him. The mother was. Okay. That's how she became. Yeah, that's how she became that assistant. He created a position for her. That's what you do.
Wow.
You feel me?
Yeah.
That's what you do. I got you. Don't worry about it. See? And I put you over here. At the same time, you do have assets because you're already in the circle. She ain't us.
Janelle Graham. Let's see. Her name is Janelle Graham.
Yeah, she ain't just hanging around.
Right.
So
Yeah.
then we also have to think of
She 43.
See, so
See?
but
Yeah.
but
That's his daughter's age.
but that's her daughter's age, but
His daughter's
she
age.
older than me. You dig what I'm saying? So
Right.
Yeah.
she's a full grown woman. So with me saying that is no different than calling the Kardashians victims. I don't look at these people as victims. I look at these people as idolizers of money, and they're going to do whatever they want to do to get
Facts.
to the bag. Now, if she was intoxicated with something and wasn't in the right state of mind when she was doing these things, then I could see a point. What's the difference between what he was doing? Then I can't figure his name. The Playboy Bunny guy. You dig what I'm saying?
Hugh
Oh,
Hefner.
Hugh Hefner.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? These are
It's a big difference though. Like if you look at it from this perspective, right? She's 43. Vince McMahon is got to be in his 70s. You feel me? Like see like now I'm remembering back because I'm 54, right?
okay.
So I'm like 43 unknown, uncouth to the world. 43 in that society, as we know in that society, you're not exposed to what you and I know. Like at 43, you don't know what somebody 23 know around our way. You feel me?
Right.
Because you never been exposed to these things, especially the personalities of men. When you're a woman, that's with your mom. If you in that society, your mother is some type of woman that's prominent that has accumulated some wealth or was born in wealth. Either way, you're in that circle. For him to be able to target you and then bring you into comfort under the fact that your mother just left because her mother was his peer. And he can easily be taken advantage of with, Uncle Vince or my mom's friend Vince, or, and he's coming around. He may be a few years her mom's junior, meaning that he's 70 something, her mom been 80. And she's been in this sheltered world, and he know, hey, that's a great piece of leg right there. As soon as I can get away from her mother. See? So a lot of women are vulnerable, and even women that are learned and matured.
Yeah.
Men victimize women by the act of deception, especially through power. And many of our women and sisters and friends, we know they've been victimized constantly by their necessity or attraction to a man of power.
That's
It's
true.
a natural temptation for a woman.
This is a reason why I look at it like it was a money move, because
I don't deny that.
Yeah,
definitely
don't deny that.
I don't deny that at all.
Yeah, because you know what I mean? Like when it comes to you dealing with situations like this and now things go wrong and you want money, a true victim would want to see criminal charges presented. You know what I'm saying? I want to see this man the way he took full advantage of me. He did this, and that. And from what I'm hearing is everything is evolved around money with her.
How do you hurt wealthy people? Can you really hurt them in the court of law when the law is governed by money? It's politics.
You can hurt a wealthy person more by the law than getting $3 million. Think about it. $3 million, he's going to continue to be rich. He's going to continue to live his life. He's going to continue to do these things. What do you think R. Kelly would have rather had went through? To pay off money?
R. Kelly paid people off until he refused to pay them off anymore. However, in this case, they pay you off, right? You know what a rich man hate more than anything? Having to being forced to give a poor man money. So that's why we have these courts that are set up outside the criminal court. See, you and I are in the class, in America's classism. You and I are in the class that's right above racism that goes to court. We go to criminal court regardless to whom or what. But there are some people in our society blatantly that is allowed to evade criminal court, even though they may have criminal activities. Donald Trump, i.e., and others. You feel me? So you can easily evade the law because everyone has a price. Every lawyer, every prosecutor, every attorney, everyone has a price in America. So, but what you can do to fight that is to hurt them by making them give you something that they wouldn't give you generally from the actual confrontation that you had with them prior.
Well, and I'm a piggyback too. Think about this in the movie, right? Trading Places. Think about it. It all was based off a dollar. Eddie Murphy lived the life of a rich man, but he was broke in real life. Think about it. The perception was they made him feel like he had all this money, but he did. In actuality, it wasn't. And it wasn't even about the money. It's about, like most people, rich people, they would hate losing a dollar than to give you $1 million, because the dollar is more powerful than the million, because it shows the intent and shows it wasn't about money. It's about bragging rights. Like,
it's a principle.
Right. In certain jobs, I know in certain jobs, people used to, where I used to work, they used to bet you $1 on the game. They know you got your money. They know they got money. They would bet $1 and make you sign it and date it.
It's called
put it on their office wall. So every time you walked in, you would rather give them that $1 million than to see that dollar on the wall every time. That dollar on the wall to them means more than you would ever give them, because every time you have to remind you lost to that person.
It's called a gentleman's bet, right? And it's the bet they said it's called the gentleman's bet is the wager of a lifetime regret. So a man will bet you $1 because money only means something to people that don't have it.
True.
When you have the abundance of money, money means nothing to you. But the principle of what happens with your money mean everything. So when you lose a decision, a thought, or a choice that you made, you lose it against another person. Like me and you we got a couple of bill between each other, and we out fishing, and we'd be like, man, I bet you I catch the most fish today. What are we going to bet?
That'll make me mad. And I got all the expensive stuff, and you got the expensive stuff.
What we going to bet?
My stuff ain't better.
See, what we're going to bet is bragging rights.
Yeah, you bet $1.
That's based
I'm
on
gonna be
thought.
mad and see, because that dollar, you're gonna go back and make sure you tell all your buddies. Yeah, I beat him in fish.
Yeah. He lost. So her only recourse is to try to do what we call a civil suit.
Like Diddy.
When you're forced to treat a person as a human, to be civilized is one having knowledge, wisdom, culture, refinement, and control. If you don't have that, then you're uncivilized. You're living a beastful way of life, conducting yourself as an animal, which is probably how he was conducting himself behind closed doors, which is why she had to take him to civil court to prove that he's civilized to remain amongst the many. So exposure is a good thing. It's profitable as well, like you said. Yeah. And she wouldn't be doing it if it wasn't for the bag.
Yeah, that's a fact. So let's get to it. Let's keep, this is where it gets crazy.
Which is a department store. I move on and I say this, and I don't look. It's not good to talk about, but I think it's important here. It's mentioned on her that Vince assaulted her multiple times. She tried to break off the relationship, and that just wasn't happening. There was a time where Vince defecated on her during an encounter, which was not something discussed or wanted. Let's see here. The reason we're hearing about this now, there was a $3 million payment to go out to her that would... The other half would be an NDA on her part, where she wouldn't say anything bad or disparage or talk about the relationship with Vince McMahon. That was said to be bringing about. She was supposed to get paid $3 million. After the $1 million initial payment, no payments were received, and that's why we have this lawsuit.
There you go. That's what John was saying. When we were sitting there talking about it. So that tells you everything. So She didn't. She was supposed to got the 3 million, like Hood said. She was supposed to got the 3 million, and she messed around and only got $1 million. So now she's coming at him for the money for real now.
Hey, bro, she's supposed to.
Yeah.
Word is bond. She's supposed to, bro. He's a fecophiliac, man. When you're a fecophiliac, man, the stuff that you got to put up with. Bro,
that's why I said
you're a fecophiliac. Man, no wonder it's the WWF.
That's what I'm saying.
Isn't man, this guy, man.
This guy, that's too much, bro. That's way too much, bro.
Bro, word up.
And then you look, you worth $1 billion. You worth $1 billion. They want you over there just dropping loads on this woman on a regular, taking videos, showing pictures,
come on, bro.
And then turn around and she said, "Okay, I'm gonna give you 3 million." Okay, I mean that's why I said about the bags and everything. You gonna give me 3 million? Yeah, I'm gonna give you 3 million.
Yeah, where you get that from?
And I stopped calling you. Like, dang.
Where you get that from, though?
Yeah, it's true. Where you get that from?
Yeah.
Who raised you like that?
No, we know who be doing that. See, this go back to the days of Caesar.
Yeah, well, I know that. Yeah,
word up, fecophiliacs in the public.
That
go
bro,
back.
That's
to the
crazy, bro. And then
Caligula.
But here's the crazy part. I'm gonna ask y'all. When he told her the 3 million, right, and she agreed to it, and he gave her that $1 million, do you think he even went more crazier when he gave her that $1 million because he knew he wasn't gonna give her the other 2? So imagine what she was doing in between to get to the other 2.
Well, I think when she was already done when she got the mill, because the legal ramifications behind interacting after that. However, I think he gave the money up and somebody in the medium, because there's no reason for him not to get the money unless he just denied the principle like them wealthy, rich white boys
You
do.
said
When
he
you've
didn't
been
want to
ruled,
get it.
yep. When they've been making him do it, he'd be like, all right, here. And won't give you the rest. You're gonna have to work for the rest. Every time I gotta take a dump, I'm gonna call you up.
That's crazy.
No wonder. I don't blame her. I need my money.
And I like JG Wentworth, and I need it right now.
Yeah. You go to sleep and wake up. You covered in peanut butter. You're like, what the?
It's just because he feel like it that day.
Yeah. Because that's what they think. Everybody's beneath them. That's the aristocratic mindset.
That is so crazy.
Yeah.
That's a fact. That's a fact. And he bought that. Like you said, man, if you got that type of agreement, bro, pay that money up. You dig what I'm saying? And truthfully, he didn't even have to lose any money because the people that he dealing with, that's a part of this. So everybody should have been paying up. You dig what I'm saying?
Everybody said, hey, man, look here, man, pay up. Man. They probably mad at him right now, like, bro, she just wanted 3 million. Bro, You know what we did to her last week?
But see, they don't have the billions that he has.
So but no, listen, what he's saying is, I know that, but he do now because it's in the open, like Hood is saying. Bro, I get what you're saying from a billionaire point of view. He's just like, man, it's the principle. But man, it's like us, man, first of all, hey, we don't condone that. We telling y'all, YouTube, we don't condone that.
Definitely.
But if it's us 3 and we all billionaires, they have every right to be mad at me. Bro, what is you doing, bro? You got to think about it. That's what happened with Tiger Woods.
We ain't mad at you.
Look, think about
we've been knew you've been doing this.
Yeah,
it ain't no surprise to us.
Yeah,
we've been knew you've been doing this. As a matter of fact, we've been at the same parties where you got the same behavior from.
Yeah.
Thanks.
That's why ain't none of them mad. You know the problem? They mad that they have to submit to what we have to tell them to do. The audacity of that judge giving her my money. See?
Yeah, I see what you say.
That's how they look at it. They don't look at it like we look at it. We look at it like, ew. Never. Yeah. See? But they look at it like, I'm giving you 3 million.
Yeah.
And she like, I want my money. She like, I want my money because you owe me. You've been around here smearing Schmidt all of this time, and now you act like you ain't gonna pay me for what you done did to me. Oh no, nigga, no. And I'm gonna go to courts. And,
you done violated me. You done violated me, and the worst, I don't even know how to even tell people. And think about it. But you know what? Imagine maybe that's for, and it's crazy to say that because there's other allegations that came out. They said it was some twin chicks now, that twin chick wrestlers that came out and said some of the stuff that he done did. Just imagine, man, that's crazy.
You know, if it's P. Diddy.
Yeah.
You signed to the label. you might have some things to do.
But see, but here's the thing about it. So what happened was, I want to hear what y'all think. Now, the agreement was $3 million and an NDA being signed. So technically, that's why she was able to go after him, because he broke the NDA, because he only gave her $1 million. So that's why I don't understand his concept.
That's
if
what
I
I was
give her
saying.
$1 million, she gonna break the contract and tell everybody, and I still lost $1 million.
So I'll give you 30 million for me to feel a certain way. All I gotta do is feel like I won. You see it portrayed every day with Donald Trump. Look, he like, look, y'all can do whatever y'all want. As long as I can believe that I won, I don't care. Let's go. And as long as until you got the unadulterated evidence. See, this exposure we talking about is only beneficial to her. He don't care about none of this, because guess what he gonna do? Go get another one and dookie on her. See, he don't care. He dookie on one on right now while we talking.
And
he like, yep. As soon as, because there's always going to be someone that's willing to capitulate their human.
Okay, so
I think he cares. He cares, because it's deeper than that. Because now you got to look at it from a business aspect, where these type of things, once they hit the air, it can destroy your brands. No different.
Hood. Listen to what he's saying, and it's making sense. Listen. Okay, it's like, okay, I'm gonna put it in battle rap terms. Say, for instance, Easy to Block battle somebody like K-Shine, and everybody said K-Shine said he beat him, but everybody else says Easy won. What happens is K-Shine value, we think, might go down, but it really doesn't, because the next person that battles him, he's going to destroy based off the facts. So I feel bad why he ain't in jail right now, because the next chick that he doing to right now, she getting super violated right now. He laughing about it. Like Josh saying, like, he's probably laughing about that right there. I just think it's because he don't.
I think his brand is separated from him. See, his brand transcends him, because his name is Vince McMahon. So you never see his name in the brand per se. Like, he's not a wrestler. You feel me? So he's a Clive Davis.
Yeah,
like
okay.
He's behind. He's one of Quincy Jones factors. He's behind the curtain. You feel me? Like, he's the wizard. So his brand is at a different market that really don't even see this stuff. Like, we know about the wrestling, but the babies, that's where his market is at. They don't even hear this stuff that's going on right now. You feel me? The parents hear it, but they don't connect the two. They say, oh, that's him. Because remember, some of them it's that culture. Some of them is like that too. And they say, oh, that's just him. That ain't got nothing to do with the babies or those people that work for him or the brand that we've been successfully conditioned to for the last 45 years. That's how it is when it comes to him. That's why I said he can do certain things that other men in business can't do. And that's why they're acting like it's so shocking. But this is not the first time that Vince McMahon has had these problems.
No, they had a video out. I was going to play it.
Yeah.
The video was in 88.
Yes.
Where he had allegations about the same thing that was going on in the WWE.
Man, it ain't the first time. And it don't, to them, if they control the media, See, we got social media. That's the only thing that's different from 88. In 88, they controlled everything that came on that we heard and seen. Right. Now, people can speak their perspective like we're speaking now, which gives more clarity of thought to those that want to make their own conclusions to something that none of us has witnessed. We're only creating these speculative conclusions from what we've been given. However, we have that ability now, and once we share it, it creates universal thought rather than a linear thought. And that's the blessing of the internet.
Yeah, no, it makes sense because, again, okay, so it can go both ways. Do you think that the deal that he's supposed to, because they're working on a $5 billion deal with the MMA, right? So do you think it's going to go through, or do you think it's just going to be just prolonged? But it's still, because that's, if they know that, like you said, ain't no way in the world, if I'm doing business with somebody, I don't at least know what they doing. So would that make the MMA look bad? Or would it like open a can of worms for the MMA? Hood, what you think? I'm gonna let John follow.
And that's what I was talking about, where it could be a 50-50. Once certain things get exposed, it could affect business, but it's also to the point where it's like it was an agreement from both parties. The only part where it became a disagreement was when he didn't pay, the full amount. And also that's another plus on his side, is that we're not talking about an underage person. You know what I'm talking about? Like, it ain't like he got her when she was 17 or something and, was trying to do that. So it's like a 50-50. And he's much more powerful than somebody like R. Kelly or even Diddy. He's more powerful than Diddy. You know what I'm talking about?
That's true.
The relationships is crazy. So it's a 50-50. I think they probably will continue with business. He gonna hurry up and pay that back, and it's gonna get swept under the rug.
Yeah, they gonna move on, and he probably revamp. It's almost like when rappers take shots at each other.
Yeah,
and they come back and go ahead.
You know what's funny?
I'm just saying, if I was him, he should, like, listen, I give you that and the extra $2 million to put some positivity on my name after this. Clear it up. I don't care if you go in there and be like, I was going through some things and I got mad.
See, you think it's just like you think like a wise man that's poor. See, but aristocrats, they got revenge in their heart. It's principle. You feel me? And I would say this. You said they got a $5 billion deal, right?
Yeah.
How do you think they got? Why do you think they got the $5 billion bill? They got that deal with a guy that just got finished so-called being canceled for the Me Too movement for beating up his wife. That's the guy that they're making a $5 billion bill with.
Wow.
Dana White. See? So I told you. They all doing the same. This is what they do. So why they ain't losing nothing. They're like, we got to get this money.
So what you saying is, this ain't got nothing to do with wrestling or MMA. This some behind the scenes. We done came up with
they separated. Because of the sport.
They separated.
Right.
Yeah.
The franchise that they have is this, bro. MMA is like WWF when it comes to video games. See where their money come from. Yeah. See, we're looking at it from our age perspective, meaning that we're looking at television.
Or basically like a moral perspective, like what it should be versus what it is.
Man, the kids don't see that where their money come from, don't see none of this stuff. See, the Kanye effect. 72% of Kanye's revenue from his clothing industry and all the deals came from the Asian and European market. So what he does in America to piss people off, it don't affect his revenue. See? Because they can care less. They have nothing invested in that. Just like the children have nothing invested in the lives of Dana White or in the lives of Vince McMahon. They just have everything invested in the culture, conditioning in which they live. And that box in which they live don't see that adult stuff. So they'll buy all the new video games, all the paraphernalia. They'll sell out every arena, because their brain is separated from the owner of the brand. And that's the difference in their format of business versus many others.
Nah, that's good. I like that. I like that. That's pretty deep because you gave a different perspective.
That's
Yeah,
true.
totally different. Because again, at the end of the day, when you look at it, the wealthy don't care nothing about no money, nor people. I'm talking about the powerful them. They don't care about you. Just you're a part of the expenditure. You're part of casualty of war. Like when they come to war, they don't mind expending people. You know what I'm saying? They're expendable. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. In finance, rich people, the wealthy upper class in finance, the law is that they never concern themselves with making money. Their only concern is money's loss. So their brain isn't, they've already figured out, or they've been placed in an algorithm of making money. Their only concern ever is money's loss. So when you like, look, it's only $1. In his head, he's been conditioned that dollar is hell, is poison. You're losing. And that means you can lose something small and minute to us. But we have $1 billion. We lose $500 million. We don't care. We got another half. To us, that's because we never had $1 billion. But when you was born $1 billion and you lose $500 million, it's a nightmare. You might commit suicide. You feel me? Your whole class status change. You might commit suicide. It's different.
Yeah, man. We've been on here for me, and I appreciate y'all coming on. This was the test run to start doing the live, man. Y'all can go check me out again over there on other platforms. My plug 1, plug 2, will be back up again on live. I got my man Hood. I'm gonna let everybody say something because again, I appreciate y'all, brothers. We're gonna have some other stuff on here. We're gonna have Hood on here. We're gonna have Ja on here more. Y'all go ahead. I want Hood to start, and then Ja want Hood to break it down. Tell them where they can find you, man, on your gram, everywhere that you at right now.
Definitely. First and foremost, man, I appreciate you, Cross, for pulling me up, man. Shout out to my brother Cross. Shout out to Ja, man. Y'all already know how we carry it. And salute to the champ, man. Stay tuned. Like Cross said, this just the beginning, man. It's just the warm-up. We got a lot of fire content on the way, so make sure y'all stay tuned and make sure y'all hit that notification bell so y'all know when we run it, we're going to run it up. And, y'all can find me on YouTube at The Hood Blogger, Instagram, SV Twiz, man. But y'all definitely going to catch me here with the plug and Ja. You know what I'm saying? For sure. If y'all don't catch me nowhere else, man.
Facts, man. I appreciate you, Hood. Hey, Ja, go and do your thing, bro.
You already know my brothers and sisters, man. It's always a blessing, man, to hear brothers build constantly, bro, destroying our negativity, building on positivity so we can elaborate and move forward in our future. If we ain't got no intellectual exercises, bro, we're going to die from the lack of intelligent movement. And you don't move your mind, bro, your body will die. And I'm thankful that I got with my brother Cross to definitely connect with me, the brotherhood, man. I love to hear that. I love to hear brothers elaborate from an intellectual perspective, bro, because it just feed the mind and feed everything that we got going on, bro. Gives you motivation to make sure you got you right so that you can help others get right. You feel me? And watching others do what they do, we should be learning from others. We never speak to ridicule. We always speak to study so we can advance where we are in our stages of wisdom so we can make it applicable to the lives of those that matter. So I encourage us all, man, check me out on YouTube, From the Mind of Ja. That's it's not spelled accordingly, phonetically or grammatically according to the way that it sounds. That's PHROMOFMYNDOF capital JAH, From the Mind of Ja. And check me out on YouTube. We got a lot of content coming soon, man. We're going to be dealing with a lot of historical and cultural awareness, a lot of documentaries, a lot of information, a lot of transference of information and intellectual thought based upon what we've already studied and what we should continue to learn. But most importantly, man, always thinking Black first, unapologetically. 365 is the only way to survive and stay alive. Peace.
Already, man. Well, I appreciate y'all brothers coming on. Y'all make sure, like Hood say, like y'all follow them brothers. Also hit the notification bell, man. Like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what y'all think. This is the year of the truth. where they're exposing a lot of the people. Like John said, a lot of things is could be smoke and mirrors based off some other stuff we just don't know. Again, we catch ourselves up being entertained too much, and sometimes the entertainment is in the front to stop us from seeing what's behind the entertainment wall. So again, y'all keep on hitting that like button, rocking with your boy. And again, we on that note, we out. Peace.